Hi guys, this is Brandy. Welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to make a pocket for our journal to hold a pen. And I want to explain how it came about before I start showing y'all how to make it. So the other day I was mass making these pockets by Carrie the Crafter. They're little paperclip pockets, super cute. I love doing them. I made like 40 of them. And I must have glued that too tight. But anyhow, that's a great way to stretch it out if y'all need to know. So I was making a bunch of these, and as I was cleaning up all my stuff and finishing, I thought about, you know what? This could make a super cute pen holder for your journal. So I made a few prototypes and, learned from each one what to do and what not to do. So there are some of the things I made. So this was my final product. So it has more of a gusseted, whereas y'all saw how tight this pocket was. This one I made it a gusseted tag, and we made those other ones from 12 by 12 paper. So that's what I was using, was 12 by 12 scrapbook paper. So I'm going to show y'all how to make this. It will actually hold a big fat pen. It will hold a skinnier pen. It works very nicely in a journal. I'm probably dumping stuff out that I'm planning on adding to this. But you can actually put it anywhere in your journal and put a pen in it. And it does not move around. I even made one with 2 paper clips just in case it did. But it doesn't move around. It adds a little bulk, but you could put it at the front or the back of your journal. So anyway, I'm sure you could stick other things in the pocket besides a pen, but that's what I was intending to make it for. So let me show you how I made it. Like I said, I will link Carrie the Crafter's video below for these pockets. I did modify his original design to make these, so I want to give him that credit, because if I hadn't have been making these, I probably wouldn't have come up with this idea. And this, I'm sure, is not even my original idea, because there's nothing new under the sun. Somebody has probably made something like this before. I did look online, but that doesn't mean, there's many people crafting, many creative, brilliant people out there. So I'm sure someone has made something like this. So the first thing we're going to do is take a piece of 12 by 12 paper. This is Tim Holtz paper. I did figure out a way to use directional paper, and I'll tell you how to use it to make sure if it has wording on it or whatever, your words aren't upside down. I did figure out a good way to do that. So it doesn't matter if it's directional as long as you pay attention when you're scoring your paper. So the first thing we're going to do is cut 3-inch strips. So you could make 3 pen holders from one piece. Hold on, 4 pen holders from one piece of 12 by 12 paper. So we're just going to cut at 3 inches. All right. This side actually only has a small bit of writing on it, so you don't really have to worry about that. But if you have directional paper, you always want to put the top of the paper on your right-hand side, and then when you fold your pieces, then they will be going the right direction. So we're going to score this at 1 3/4. I'm double checking because I had to redo one because I scored in the wrong spot. And 7 1/2. Then we're going to take, I'm going to try to get this in frame. Then we're going to put it along the long side, the 12-inch piece. We just turn it, and we're going to score it at 2 1/2. I don't like to score all the way over here on this little 1/2-inch side, so I flip it. And then also score again at 2 1/2. Okay, so now we're going to have a piece of paper that is scored. I'm going to show you here at 1 3/4, 7 1/2, and then you have these score lines on the side. It does go all the way down, but I marked these because this is where we're going to cut. So we're just going to take this, and you have your short score side over here. And on this end, you're going to come where these 2 score lines meet, and I'm going to just make a little slanted cut there. Ow, I almost cut my finger. And then I'm going to come on this end and cut a little square piece there. Now I'm going to cut across here just to make it easier for the next part. Not doing this that well. Now for this next part, you can either cut right on the inside of this score line, because so you want to cut that score completely off, or you can do what I'm going to do and use your paper trimmer. So we're going to cut this whole part away. The only place that's still going to have this little side part is down here. So I'm going to take our paper trimmer and I'm going to use these little arrows right here in the center of the blade here to know where to stop. Also, you'll feel where to stop because you're going to hit this part where you cut. So I'm going to take that score mark and I'm going to put it right on the cut line. Try to get it straight. And I'm just going to cut down until I reach that area where I had already cut it. And then you're going to pull it over, line it up, and then do the same thing there. And you can feel where you need to stop, because that's one thing with cutting that paper off, you can feel there's nothing there to cut. All right, so now your piece of paper is going to look like this. And before we do any of the creasing on our score lines, I'm gonna go ahead and ink it up. And this is just going to help cover up any imperfections in our cutting. All right, we'll use more ink in a little bit. So also going to use on this end that has the flaps on it, we're going to use a circle punch to do a little thumb pull. And then on this end, we're going to go ahead and score it on our short end. Not score it, I'm sorry, we're going to fold it. Crease that down. And then it is it's 2 across. I'm sorry, I was thinking of where we scored it. It's 2 across, so right here at the 1. This pen doesn't write, obviously, but enough to make a mark where I can see where I need to punch. I'm going to use a regular hole punch and just punch that out. I have a paper clip. It's 1 1/4 inch paper clip, and I'm just going to stick it in like this, push it down until I leave about that much out, because that way you can have a spot to put little dangles. If you don't want dangles, you can just push it all the way in, and you probably do not need to do that hole quite as round as that. Just make sure it has a little room. But I'm going to leave it out so we can put a little dangle on there, because I think that'll look really cute with our pen. Get our glue ready. And I like to put glue right around a paper clip. And then we're going to press that down with I like to use the bone folder. I wasn't using the bone folder when I made 40 of those paper clip pockets, and my hands are still kind of sore from pressing down all around those paper clips. So it does help for sure. So we're just going to make sure that's sticking well. Go from the back. All right. So now we have that side all glued up. Go ahead and on these score marks, we're going to bring these flaps up and crease those down. And this I kind of messed up, because when I was cutting those little slants, I cut a little bit too deep, but I'll show you how you can fix that up. All right, so then go ahead and crease it on that line and make sure your sides even up. And it looks like this side I might have left a little wide. So we're just going to come and cut a little sliver off that side. And you could wait and do it till after it's glued also. Okay. So now that lines up. I don't know what I did here. I really did miss. It just seems like I can't make a video without making a mistake. When I made these off camera, of course I didn't mess up anything. Isn't that how it goes? Okay. That's how it works. So we're going to go ahead and add glue to the flap. And this is going to make our gusseted pocket that allows us to have room for that pin to fit in there. And we're just going to press that down. And you can see I kind of, the back part goes over a little bit, and there's this little thing at the bottom. If that going over a little bit bothers you, you can always trim it down. I don't think it shows that bad. So I'm just going to ink it. All right, ink all of this up. And you can also decorate this however you like. I'm trying to keep the video pretty short, so I'm not going to decorate it. So here's the one I made earlier. So it should be stuck. This is the one I messed up on when I made the video earlier. So you can see how the pin fits in there. It's got a nice gusseted pocket. And you could put some dangles on it. This would also be good, of course, not this journal because the cover is, you know, short, but you could actually put this on the cover of your journal on the outside, or even if you had a journal that had a deeper spine, you could put it right here on the spine part. If you had dangles that hung off, you know, if you had one that had a wide spine like that, you could stick it there on the side. So I mean, there's a lot of different ways you could use this, but I wanted to share that with y'all. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'm hoping to have more tutorials coming up, and I hope y'all have a great day. Bye.